We went back to one. Text him.
Well, he said he had another meeting and that he would join
Yeah,
after
I
that.
just was waiting for his text. I guess we'll get started and not vote on anything until we have quorum. So, we are
You're
recording.
right, Geralda. You're not supposed to start without a quorum.
Oh.
Well, no, they said, yeah, if a quorum is not present at the start, the assembly can only take procedural. Which we know, we can't vote on anything, but we can start.
Okay, great. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Like to call to order the November 13th, 2025. City of Norwalk Public Library Board of Directors meeting. In attendance, we have Jamie Williams, Geralda Williams, Laura Peterson, Moyna Noor, and Cheryl Harris. And in your packet, you should see the October Library Board of Directors meeting minutes. And can I, well, I guess we can't vote on the minutes, but we don't do it. So, is there any public participation?
Let's see, I do see two people now. No. There's you there. Yeah, I don't think there's any public.
Okay, so there's no public participation, so
Cindy, can you hear us?
she's on mute. Okay, so maybe she'll just watch it. Okay, so, first on the agenda, we have, we're continuing our discussion of the naming of the history room for Ralph Bloom. On November 5th, at our last meeting, we voted to, put forward the resolution to name the history room, the Norwalk Public Library History Room after Ralph Bloom. Was unanimously voted upon in favor. So on November 5th, we then sent a memo to the Land Use Committee on November 5th. The memo was presented to the Land Use Committee, and I was in attendance, Patsy, and Alex and Sherelle. The four of us were in attendance and spoke on in favor of this resolution to name the history room after Ralph. It was discussed at the meeting, very much in favor, and put forth with a unanimous vote to put it forth for a public hearing. Public hearing will take place on December 3rd. And we are going to, let people know who are interested in the history of Norwalk and who have worked with Ralph to come and speak at this public hearing. That includes the Historic Commission, Norwalk Public Library staff, and maybe some members of the public who are regular users of the history room. And then it will be put forth in front of the full council on December 9th. One thing that I do want to bring to your attention is that Ralph has asked that the room be named, the Norwalk History Room established by Ralph C. Bloom, 1972. Not the Ralph Bloom History Room, because he says it sounds confusing and it's not his history, which I think. But that is what he wants. That would be the official, name of the room. We just want to confirm that date, 1972, so we will, do that and then give it to, the buildings department to put that name. And then, so we, met with Sherelle, I talked to Sherelle, we went downstairs and looked at at the signage down there. And think, there's another plaque over on the other side in the room to Donald Yazbor. So we think who was a former library director, and have a similar size plaque right at the entrance that says the Norwalk, History Room established by Ralph Bloom and the date, with a little description right there. So we're gonna work on that together. And then also, we looked at the calendar and are targeting, January 28th at noon for dedication of that room. Of course, all of you are, the board is completely welcome. We'll let city officials know we're doing it at noon so that the staff can also all participate in that. And, so that's our tentative date right now. Hopefully we have time to get working on the plaque, and then hopefully it will be voted on December 9th. Just so you know, the ordinance does say that the council needs a 2/3 majority to pass this. But, in speaking with Ralph, I think he's really honored and touched by this effort, and several people on the land use committee also, spoke very much in favor of it, have had occasion to use the history room and know that all that he's put into it. So I don't know, Sherelle, do you want to add anything?
No, I think, that's it. Just to say that the plaque is a similar plaque that the city puts in all buildings. So it'll fall in line with what the city does as well. So, yeah.
And, I encourage all of you to come to the public hearing as
A
well.
question, are we gonna reach out to the council to make sure that we're gonna be able to get the votes and that there's nobody there? Are we planning to do that?
Well, I think the land use committee is made up of members of the council.
Yeah.
So, and their kind of enthusiastic, response, I think, is a good sign for what the whole council will,
And he's been the historian like for years.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows him, like he knows Norwalk like the back of his hand. I mean, I'm not psychic, but I can't foresee it not passing.
Chances are good.
Yes.
Good.
yeah. And, so there is, yeah, okay. So it should be. So, okay, if there's nothing else on that, we can go to new mayor and next steps on planning. So, I just want to, for the public, for the record, and for all of you, congratulate Barbara Smith, our new mayor-elect. And say that, I'm looking forward to working with her, and I'm sure the whole library board is looking forward to working with her. From all that we know and I know that she's a friend of the library, and will hopefully continue the good work that Mayor Rilling has done to bring us this far and help us with our planning and renovation and expansion and all those things that we've been working so hard to do. And, And so,
And it's an historical election. She's the second female,
yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
great.
woman power.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And she's a teacher and she understands the importance of a library and books and reading and education and all of that. So I think, we're really looking forward to working with her. So, you know, both Cheryl and I have reached out to purchasing to get our strategic planning process going, and unfortunately, we just have not had a lot of success in kind of pinning purchasing down, and which is quite frankly very frustrating, you know. But hopefully, you know, as the administration kind of transitions, we'll kind of start to refocus back on the library. So so we also talked about, you know, we do have a new mayor after, you know, Mayor Rilling, who was, I think, around for 12 years, and several new members of the council. A new council is so we thought maybe it would be a good time to do some kind of open house of the library for this new council mayor, and you know, kind of bring them in the building, this building and over at Sono, our newly renovated Sono, to give them a good walk around of the building. And also Sherelle was saying that she could organize with her managers some like a presentation of some of, you know, some of the programming, and especially around some of the new technology that the library is using.
We talked about it meetings ago, about having something like that. And then we also have each of them recorded something that they're doing. And I think Raven, I have to actually check, Raven put it together so that, you know, it's cohesive. So for each of the department heads, like, sort of talked about their departments and that sort of thing. So it would be good now for us to revisit that and edit if necessary.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
So we looked at the calendar and are targeting February 24th at 10 a.m. Which is, coincides with a story time,
Yeah.
up in the children's room, because that really is, you know,
Okay, what is that?
it's a Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? Vicky thought the Tuesday or Friday would work, better
Yeah,
for story time.
and, you know, yeah. So the next item on the agenda is, the garb bequest, and, I guess, you know, I sent an email out which kind of basically summarizes, what is happening and what needs to happen. So, just for the record, I'm just gonna read my email out, and then, you know, hopefully, Patsy or Alex will join before the end of the meeting and we can vote on this resolution. So as you may recall from our last foundation meeting, Mr. Randall Gar would like to leave a bequest upon his and his wife's demise in memory of his mother, Celeste Gar, and name a room, in the children's reading room in her honor. As the library is property of the city, we decided last time to bring in city officials into the discussion for their council. So Alan Lowe, Building and Facilities Manager, in consultation with City Attorney Darren Callahan, are recommending that the library board vote on the resolution below that was created with the input of Mr. Gard. The matter would then be brought before the land use committee, again, like a similar process. There would be a public hearing and need a 2/3 majority vote of the common council for the ordinance. And they are recommending that we start this process with the new council. So here is the resolution, and just so that you know, Janie had the initial contact with Mr. Gar and kind of brought us up to, you know, back up to speed, because apparently he'd had earlier discussions. as to what, you know, his plans are. This is a little bit of a complex thing because there are foundation, there's a city, there's a bequest in the future. There's a room naming, you know, there are multiple parts and it's kind of a complex thing. So this resolution here, so this resolution here was put together with city, council and Mr. Gar. So whereas W. Randall Gar and Laura Coleman are the settlers and trustees of the W. Randall Gar and Laura Coleman Living Trust dated September 19th, 2001, as subsequently amended and restated the trust. Whereas the trust provides the trustee shall distribute a percentage of the trustee estate to the Norwalk Public Library as and when provided in the trust. Whereas the gift is currently estimated to be in excess of $300,000. Whereas the aforementioned gift is conditioned upon the city of Norwalk naming a room within the Norwalk Public Library, the Celeste Y. Gar Children's Reading Room, in honor of William Gar's late mother, Celeste Y. Gar. Be it resolved that the city of Norwalk hereby authorizes the following: upon receipt of the gift in the amount of $100,000 or more, the city of Norwalk authorizes that a room of no less than 200 square feet accessible to the general public within the Norwalk Public Library be named Celeste Y. Gar Children's Reading Room, the location or relocation of which shall be at the sole discretion of the city of Norwalk, that the mayor is authorized to enter into such agreements and other instruments that the mayor deems necessary and appropriate for the purposes herein stated. So, so I'm bringing, last time we discussed this in the foundation meeting, I'm bringing it here because this is both a foundation matter and a city matter, so anyway, so all of that is in front of you, but unfortunately, we don't have enough people to vote on it because, you know, I think Janie brought up a good point, you know, we want to make this as easy for Mr. Carr as possible. It's a very generous gift and would be of great benefit to the Norwalk Library. And she seems the mother seems very, you know, she was a lover of the library, so, and a teacher as well, so
Lots of teachers.
good teachers, yeah. Does anyone have any questions about that?
I do, you know, I really have some concern around, you know, how do you protect that? And say it's, the funds are owned by Cigar and his wife. And suppose he passes and she has it and she decides use the money differently. Is there any protection on the funds separate from this? Because here it seems that the city can provide some protection. I'm saying, is there anything legal that would protect against that person disposing of the investment?
You mean the partner or?
Yeah,
That's a good question.
but when I look at that, it seems like things happen.
We could ask, I could ask Daniel.
I was thinking about rationality, right? So when I just look at it, I'm being concerned that somebody could dissolve the fund. Because they're saying when he or his wife, actually when both he and his wife pass.
Even with the agreement,
Okay.
even with the signed agreement, you think they can dissolve it?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I
Oh.
believe I can. It's separate from this. It's an investment. It's almost like if you and a partner have go out and get a CD, get a fund.
Are you talking about the name of the library?
No,
Talking
the
about
fund
the-
itself.
talking about the money.
Real money is, yes, the money.
Oh, yeah. I would say, I don't know if he's writing in his will.
They both are.
You have
No, but
to,
it's in both. But it's in both he and his wife, what I saw, it said.
yeah, I would imagine it would be in both the wills, right? I don't think he would do it in just one will.
I'm saying, yeah,
Yeah, cause you could.
but I'm saying, we're saying maybe, so
Yeah.
do we have somebody verifying that?
That has both two wills.
Or that it has protection, that won't happen. I don't know if they have kids or something that somebody, one of their kids had to, is in a will to have some entitlement to this.
Mhm.
Or, it doesn't have to be now, it could be some years from now that
Yeah, I
a
understand.
child of yours decide to challenge for something and they modify the will.
We can definitely ask the city attorney. that question. My understanding is that both, Randall and Laura here, are working together on this, so.
When I read about it, it sounds like an honorable thing, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
People can do strange things when it comes to money.
You think?
Okay. So hopefully, like I said, we'll have some, able to vote on this and move this along, so. Okay, sure.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening, good evening. So first on our list is the fiscal year ending 2027 capital budget request. And there's only one, and it is for our self-checkout replacements. And the self-checkouts are where people can privately check out on their own. At present, we have 3 self-checkouts that are 12 years old and reach the end of their effective service life. And Lori Iflin, who is the head of our technology department, she says the aging equipment poses operational, financial, and patron experience risk that warrant immediate replacement with modern ADA compliant technology. And so the upgrade, in addition to having newer technology, the upgrade would also be ADA compliant. Right now, when people check out, the DVDs that have the protective strips in them, they still have to come to the desk to do that, but with these, they won't have to do that. So, and you have in your packet some of the justification. And so I move that we put this $60,000 request, even though we may have to have a special meeting, since we don't have anybody to approve it. But I definitely think it's a worthwhile.
Yeah.
Particularly since
absolutely.
we're so short-staffed, it's not even, helping out, we're just very short-staffed, so this would be really good. But just in addition to the fact that when equipment is so old, you can't get it serviced and things like that, so, and it's 12 years old.
Yeah,
So,
it's because technology.
yeah,
And most sales organization have self-checkout.
yeah, they're fabulous.
Consistent with that.
Yeah, they're fabulous. So, I don't know if anybody has any questions. Okay.
Looks like a good use of the money.
Oh, for sure. All
You
right,
have to get the maintenance contract and then make sure
she always
that's
does,
included.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so next,
Good.
thank you, and thank Lori. Next is the operation requests, and I sent those last night too. The things that, I'm not gonna mention those, the things that are, that we struck through, that's what I gave you the last time, but we don't need to, ask for that because, well, you'll see the reasoning. We either found the money or found that some of this was included in a capital, so I won't mention those. What is on the table are the part-time, budget increase, the hourly rate increases. And I still have the same, scenario 1, which is a $1 raise for all part-time staff, with the exception of shelvers. Because they receive increases whenever there's a minimum wage increase, and the custodians. I don't like that the custodians are left out. I think they should be in, but that's scenario 1. Scenario 2 is $2 raises for all staff except the shelvers. Again, who receive the minimum wage increases whenever they go up, and $4 raises for librarians who haven't had raises in over 15 years. And they're nowhere near, you know, what others in the state are making.
Yeah.
So that's very important. It was brought up last year, shot down with the promise that we would revisit it this year. So we'll see what happens with that.
Sherelle, I don't
Yes,
mean to be
ma'am.
an idiot, but under the 56 part-time employees, 1,078,000 minus 371,000,
371,000,
that's what it says.
Minus 600,
670?
No, that's the first one. The second one,
okay,
that's under scenario 2, 1,000,000 minus 371 doesn't equal 406,000, right? That's only around 800 or 700,000. What am I missing?
Math.
yeah,
So I'll revisit that one. Hold on one second, 1078,
Should it be 6 instead of 3? That must be
possibly it might have been a typo.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, thank you for catching that. Thank you for
You're the math girl, so
catching.
you are the-
Oh, wow, and I didn't even catch that, so thank you. Let's see, so what are we actually asking for? So, in the programming account, supervisors said, you know, that they would like to have more money across the 5 departments. Programming needs are constantly changing, like we saw, they changed after COVID, and they're constantly changing. And we definitely want to keep up with our local needs. And the programs are bread and butter. That's what pretty much draws the people into the library. So, actually, they get their talent, their education, they get a lot here. But also when they come, they learn of our, you know, our literature, our databases, and the other services and the other programs that we offer. So, yeah, so we're thinking, 20,000, to increase our programming. And then, the e-content, we went over this last year. And it's, you know, nationwide, you know, Connecticut has been on it. It's just, you know, the cost, you can't really control the cost for the e-content. And so, we were thinking 25% of our book budget, you know, would help us order more. But, also, we were hit with, finance doesn't want to have more than a 2.5 increase for the adopted budget. But because we're part of, community services, it's 2.5 for the entire community services and not just the library. So, and it's a directive, intended to support, Mayor Willing's objective of maintaining a low tax levy and mill rate. So we have to figure this out. So it's good, you know, we don't have to vote on this because this is what we would ask for,
Right.
you know, but we have to reduce it. So, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what we're thinking.
Question,
Yes.
on the other city services agencies, how are they with spending or paying raises? Did your employees get raises over the years?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, they haven't, and that's why, you know, they did say we could talk about it, and I think at one point, Moina, you had a meeting where they were thinking of a special, I think you said a special appropriation.
I don't know if they were, you know, it was just a meeting just to push the issue, so I don't know if there was gonna be a special appropriation, but just.
Well, I didn't say you said they were, but you said that was
Yeah.
mentioned, so I don't know, but
Yeah,
so the staff continue to send me, different departments that are making more than the part-time, so I get those, you know, the printouts of the emails. So, yeah.
I'm just curious because the other community services have been getting raised all along, that maybe they can freeze them and give this.
Oh, you meant community services?
Yeah. Like, if they have been getting good raises, then what about freezing them for a year and getting funds for the library?
Yeah, that I hadn't looked into, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody hasn't had a raise in over 10 years. So,
That's why I'm asking, so
Yeah.
they do something, they need to find funds. They need to find funds.
well, I don't know if it would just be the community services, but like maybe other departments too, because like I said, whenever there's, a city position posted part-time, I get the emails or I get something in my box,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. So,
Don't wanna
Is it,
get,
can we just look at attendees? I'm sorry to interrupt, just because Alex says he's.
Admissions
he's-
one?
all right.
Is there one up there?
but it's just.
It's just us in the attendees.
Yeah,
Oh.
is he trying to get in?
No, he said he's gonna join, so I just want.
Yeah, he'll show up when he.
Oh, he will, okay, sorry.
It's there, so, yeah, so that's what I have, so I just wanted to put the caveat of the 2.5.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And then the only other thing that I have is the request to close the library on Saturday, November 29th. We're closed Thanksgiving Day, we're closed the day after Thanksgiving, then we'll be open Saturday and closed Sunday. So we're requesting, city, as they're most of them don't work on the weekends. So we're requesting that the library gets the 4-day weekend by,
Seems
closing.
reasonable since we're not paying you,
Oh.
right? You guys should at least get the day off.
Which day
The other
is
thing
that?
is that-
Saturday, November 29th.
Oh, it's a Saturday.
I think they should get the day off. I think they should.
Okay. Well, we can't move
We
it.
can't move it, yeah.
Until we get somebody
So,
else.
I just, we clearly have a few things that we need to vote on, so, tomorrow I will put a call out, unless we get Alex, hopefully. It sounds like he's gonna join, but if he doesn't, then we will have to have a special meeting next week, so.
Well, until he joins, I have an announcement. So. This lady here, I don't know if we can see Laurel. So, I forgot, I felt so bad, I was so nervous last time, I totally forgot to mention it. So Laurel Peterson, our illustrious board member, has a new book out, and the book is titled The Sky Weeps With Us. So, I know we'll have copies in the library, and, if anybody wants to go on Google, Amazon, again, it's The Sky Weeps With Us, and it's Laurel S. Peterson. I don't know how to get this, do I do it in front of the owl?
Yeah.
I have to turn it this way.
That way.
There you go.
Can we do it? No, it doesn't go that way. There we go. Wait, let me use my hand. I don't know if they can do this QR code.
Use this camera.
Okay,
Cause every time somebody speaks, it moves.
gotcha.
And, I think just by way of announcements, I'd also like to, congratulate the library on its, annual author celebration.
Oh,
There's a wonderful article in Nancy at Norwalk today. Aside from the wonderful event, there's also a wonderful article in Nancy at Norwalk today all about it. 90 authors. It's pretty amazing that we have that kind of, representation.
The organization and the work that goes into, it's just phenomenal that we're doing a statewide thing like that here in Norwalk at our library. So kudos to Miss Lady, who is on.
You should there's some really great photographs on the website for those of us who were not able to join, so. To get a feel for the event. And I just
Yes,
had
ma'am.
one thing in old business, so last time we had talked about the policies. So will we look at that, at the
Yeah,
next
hopefully
meeting?
if we have hopefully we're gonna have a special meeting. I have to talk to the state, see, yeah,
Okay,
what's going on. So hopefully we're gonna have a special meeting. Yes, thank you for
Okay.
saying that.
So I think we should probably just wrap up.
Yeah,
It says two. It says two.
because it's us and Cindy, so it's us here and then
Oh, I
Cindy
get it.
here.
All right. That makes sense.
Cause remember, I was confused too, because it said two before we started the webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laurel, did you wanna say anything about your book?
It's on sale through this weekend, so if you wanna buy it before it comes out, you get a little price break of
Wanna
about
tell us about
$4.
it?
I wrote it during and after COVID. I had lost like almost a dozen people, not from COVID, but from cancer and like all kinds of
We had the
things.
same experience in our family.
Yeah, it just hits all at once, right?
It's-
And,
yeah.
so it was sort of an outpouring of grief around that. And then how do we come out of that on the other side into
Mhm.
gratitude for still being here? So that's the shape of the text.
Thank
Speaking
you.
of the authors thing, we're gonna give you some credit, Laura. I was here last year during the, authors thing. And somebody came up to Laura, I don't know if you remember this, that was behind them. Somebody came up to her and asked if she was Laura. And She said she was a student at, Norwalk Community.
I was a
She
student
has
in the
now
rural community.
published something, and that it's all because of what Laura had done.
Aw.
in fiction, so.
And that's
He's,
really sweet.
Alex said 5 minutes.
I think, should we just wrap up or
Yeah.
no?
We'll just wrap up.
Cause we're gonna need to meet again anyway,
Yeah.
Okay,
with the policies and
okay, so let's,
come to join us for the other meeting.
Okay, we will adjourn this meeting. I guess we don't need to take a vote to
No,
adjourn.
because of the-
All that.
Okay.
Thank you, Sherelle. That was really